Hello everyone, this is Liv. So I have been teaching English and literature for 10 years. Now I'm actually helping students to prepare for IB, pre-IB, and also a VCE course, and also assessment. I think my teaching style is more like, really prompting students, giving them chances and opportunities to think about, the issues, the questions, or the topics, instead of like really spoon feeding everything. So that's more like my teaching style. And I would very much like my students to actually learn the concepts and apply them to everyday life or to a different context. It's important for our students to own it, to own their knowledge, to own their learning. Because once you have developed the autonomy towards learning, you'll have a lot more confidence in basically tackling exam or in learning like how to how to live, not just, I think the IB course is not just about knowledge, but more about skills, like the skills that you can apply in everyday life, the research skills, the communication skills, the problem solving skills. So all these soft skills or generic skills, they are essential once you graduate from school. And as for study plan, I think the most important thing is you have to come up with a list of topics or skills that you really need brushing up first. Like if you think you are pretty weak in forming a thesis statement, forming a central argument, make that as a priority. Or when you look for learning resources, you look for those things to improve yourself. So come up with a list of things that you really want to brush up on and work on those that are pretty urgent for you or that you think is essential. And then do plenty of past papers, past exam papers. The reason is sometimes I would say, if you are very familiar with the questions, if you really know how to interpret the question, how to approach it, it's sometimes more important than knowing the text inside out. Because, the text stay the same, but then the questions vary. But then sometimes if you've done enough past paper questions, the questions just tweak a bit. For example, like, let me give you an example. Explore the theme of friendship in To Kill a Mockingbird, okay? Or explore the theme of friendship in The Handmaid's Tale, okay? So these are some sect texts in IB. Then if you have done something like that, past questions, like in IB, then when it comes to the actual exam, you've got questions like explore the theme of loyalty in these two texts. Although loyalty and friendship, they are different, they seem like very different concepts, but they're actually related. So you can actually change a little bit of your arguments. You can use the same evidence and apply it to your actual exam question. So what I mean is, if you're very, very familiar with the kind of questions being asked in the past papers, it's gonna be a lot easier for you when it comes to the actual exam. So, the content of the book, of the sect text, they can be found in online, Spark Notes, a lot of study notes and stuff like that. So I'm quite sure there are a lot of resources out there for you. The thing is, being able to really form an argument, a strong argument, a very personal one, a very insightful one, and sometimes probably a critical one, to answer the question. So doing past exam paper, keep doing it until you're very, very familiar with the style. It's gonna be a lot easier for you when it comes to the actual exam. I know it's very tempting to use very sophisticated, high-sounding ideas or vocabulary and phrases, but if you don't know how to put them together, it's gonna be a problem. So I would say get your message across clearly instead of simply using those high-sounding words and put them together, because getting the message across is the utmost important thing. Try not to feel like you have to produce really sophisticated keywords or rhetorical devices and stuff like that. No, I think that the examiner is looking for a very personal perspective towards things. So I think on the whole, it's important for us to enjoy the process of learning in the IB thing, because IB is not about like indoctrinating a lot of things into our mind. It's about us going out, venturing out to find information or things that is relevant to us, that really means something to us, that we can identify with. So yeah, make sure you do that. Like you're reaching out to find information, be a proactive learner. That's basically it.